Hello, everyone. I hope you are having a very good day and morning, afternoon, and evening to everyone around the world. Wow, it's lovely to see everyone right now. There you go. So I think everyone is ready to go ahead and learn more on how we can actually expand our business better and stronger. Because today we will be joined and we will be trained the millionaire maker. I can actually say that he is a millionaire maker because he made a lot of leaders to become millionaire, help them to become millionaire and succeed on this industry. So who else is the better person who can actually train us to become a better person at the same time to become a better leader? Let's all welcome him to give him a round of applause again. Our master trainer, Mr. Stavros Zenonos.
What's going on? What's going on? Hello, guys. Hello, Kevin. Thank you for having me today again. This is one of our weekly calls. And before we start, I want to share two things. First of all, today I'm not home, I'm not in Cyprus, I'm on family vacation here in 𝐒𝐭𝐤𝐬𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿 well. So I found the room that has the most silent in the house. So to do this call, I just asked the kids to go with my mom for an ice cream down the beach, and I will be here with you for the next an hour to 90 minutes for sure. And that call is very important because we're going to talk about invitation. So before I start this call, I want to take it to a workshop, and you guys will see that step by step our calls will turn to a workshop because, as I said multiple times to you, knowledge determines what you learn. Action determines what you earn. Let me repeat that. Knowledge determines what you learn. Action determines what you earn. Knowledge is what you know. Action is what you own. So we will turn knowledge into action today. And the first thing that I want you to do for the next 180 seconds, 180 seconds, is before I start this call, before I'm going to share a video with you first thing in the call, but before I share that video, before I share any knowledge, I would love to see your promotion skills, your level of promotion, how good it is. So for the next 180 seconds, what I'm going to ask you to do is to pick up your phone. We will practice invitation before we teach invitation, and we will practice it later on again. So pick up your phone as I'm talking. Pick up your phone. Call someone in your team who is not in the call right now. You can check the list with everyone who is in the call, right? So put that list on your right and check that Zoom room list and find someone who is not in the call. Call him right now. You got 3 minutes. Invite him in the call. Tell him that she should be on that call no matter what. It's very important. What we will teach on that call is something that he or she doesn't want to miss. And convince that person, get that person to join us in the call. As soon as he joins us in the call, I want to see you in the chat box welcoming that person in the call. So for example, if I'm going to call right now Alexia, I will say, hey, Alexia, the call with Stavros just started. Trust me, he told us this call is very important. We will start learning the first skill that makes us money. You don't want to miss this call. Alexia, if you trust me 1%, get on that call right now. Trust me, this call, you will learn so many things that you will start making money immediately. So please, Alexia, just do me a favor and get in the call. As soon as you see Alexia in the call, I want you, so I know that you got somebody in the call, I want you to go in the chat box and say, I'm welcoming Alexia in the call. So let's do that. I said in the previous call, it's easy to make money in network marketing, but the problem is what's easy to do is easier not to do. And most of the people always are choosing easier than easy. So grab your phone, invite people to this mastery call and get them in right now. Meanwhile, we got 3 minutes. During those 3 minutes, I'm going to play a video. So those of you that you get your one in the call, welcome them and watch the video. The reason I'm going to play this video is mainly to make a point. So many people, they're wondering that I am on holiday, so why am I working? And I said it multiple times, when you do what you love, you don't feel you are working. When you do what you love as a job, you're never gonna have to work one more day in your life. And the best person, one of my mentors that I never met in my life is Steve Jobs. And he did a speech back in the day for Stanford University. That speech is 15 minutes, but there is a 3 minutes speech out of the 15 minutes talk he did that he talks about love, about combining love and work, about doing what you love. So I want to share my screen and I'm going to play that video for 3 minutes. I want you to watch the video only if you have someone in the call already. So your job, in order for you to be able to watch the video, is to invite someone in the call. Just like Alexia did, once you invite someone in the call, say, welcome in the call, Mr. John. So I know that John came because of you. Welcome in the call, Mr. Marius. So I know that Marius joined because of your work. So I want you to put the work, but I also want to see that you are working. As I said before, what's easy to do is easier not to do. I'm not expecting everyone to be able to get one in the call, but I'm expecting some of you to do it. Just like I'm not expecting everyone to make over €1 million per year in network marketing, but I'm expecting some of you to do it. What's easy to do, it's easier not to do. The choice is yours. We got 3 minutes and we are starting from now. I'm seeing more people getting in the call. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Do early in life. Woz and I started Apple in my parents' garage when I was 20. We worked hard, and in 10 years, Apple had grown from just the two of us in a garage into a $2 billion company with over 4,000 employees. We just released our finest creation, the Macintosh, a year earlier, and I just turned 30. And then I got fired. How can you get fired from a company you started? Well, as Apple grew, we hired someone who I thought was very talented to run the company with me. And for the first year or so, things went well. But then our visions of the future began to diverge, and eventually we had a falling out. When we did, our board of directors sided with him. And so at 30, I was out, and very publicly out. What had been the focus of my entire adult life was gone, and it was devastating. I really didn't know what to do for a few months. I felt that I had let the previous generation of entrepreneurs down, that I had dropped the baton as it was being passed to me. I met with David Packard and Bob Noyce and tried to apologize for screwing up so badly. I was a very public failure, and I even thought about running away from the valley. But something slowly began to dawn on me. I still loved what I did. The turn of events at Apple had not changed that one bit. I'd been rejected, but I was still in love. And so I decided to start over. I didn't see it then, but it turned out that getting fired from Apple was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. The heaviness of being successful was replaced by the lightness of being a beginner again, less sure about everything. It freed me to enter one of the most creative periods of my life. During the next 5 years, I started a company named Next, another company named Pixar, and fell in love with an amazing woman who would become my wife. Pixar went on to create the world's first computer animated feature film, Toy Story, and is now the most successful animation studio in the world. In a remarkable turn of events, Apple bought Next, and I returned to Apple, and the technology we developed at Next is at the heart of Apple's current renaissance. And Lorene and I have a wonderful family together. I'm pretty sure none of this would have happened if I hadn't been fired from Apple. It was awful tasting medicine, but I guess the patient needed it. Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. And like any great relationship, it just gets better and better as the years roll on. So keep looking, don't settle.
The world's most successful people have a secret. People like Oprah. Powerful manifester. People like Steve Jobs. People like Richard Branson.
Amazing.
Secret is manifestation. Imagine being such a master manifester that anything.
Let me stop the videos and we are ready. Let me open my camera again. So we got some new people in the house. I saw that many of you send me direct messages. Please send the messages to the whole group. So when you see the chat at the right of your screen, if you click on the chat, you can select meeting group chat. Once you click on that, all the messages, they go to the whole group and not to me individually. Great job. I'm letting all the people in, and let me make some last adjustments. Let me accept all the people. And what we will do today, my friends, so let me tell you that this is going to be one of the few times that you'll see me using PowerPoint as well. I explained this to the leaders on our last leadership meeting, that there are different schools of trainers and speakers. The school that I'm coming from, the school that I grew up, is the Jim Rohn's school, is the Tony Robbins thing, is Mark Cassetta's mainly, which most of them, they are not using so much, I'm not saying that at all, but so much PowerPoints, because the way that we are teaching people is we share the facts, but we are mainly teaching the why, the how, and the what by using stories and analogies. This is the way I'm teaching people. And today, as I told you, I'm going to teach invitation. I'm going to show you the facts on a PowerPoint so you can take notes. But then I will explain you the why, the how, and the what. I'm going to empower the why, the how, and the what with stories and analogies. Let me tell you, before we start teaching invitation, I have one question for you, and I really need an honest answer. I still see you guys, you are sending direct messages to me. You got to choose meeting group chat so everybody can see your messages. And before we start, as I said, let me ask you one quick question, a very important question, actually. And I want to go back to our last week's meeting and say that obviously last week we talked a little bit about inviting, but mainly was the list, how you create your list, why you got to do 100 people list. what's a hot list, what's a cold list, how you can get to that amount of people. Now, here's my question, and I need an honest answer. How many of you, my friends, you created 100 people list? How many of you created a list actually? And how many of you created 100 people list? I see Alexia, I did. Let me see who else. If you did less than 100, just write the number in the chat box. Honestly, if you did 20, just let me know the number. If you did 5, let me know the number. If you did 100, just say I did. So I see Vlad 35, Alexandra, she did, Alexia, she did. I see Salim, he did. Kosti, 84, amazing. Lucian, 21. Golai, 74. Leah, 75. Dana, she did. Mariana, 40. Nina, 30. Mikea, 69. Dreamers Team, 65. Mohammed, 65. Basile, 68. Toast, 50. Okay, amazing. I see multiple numbers and I'm proud for this. And here is a point that all of us we need to understand, especially the ones that they want to develop leadership around them. So you see, I know many of you did, but some of you didn't, right? Many of you tried to take it to 100 and you already got 65, 50, 75, 38, but some of you didn't even create a list of 10, a list of 5. And I know all of you want to create leadership in your team, but not in yourself. Some of you, all of you want to create leadership in your team, but some of you are not willing to create the leadership in yourself. Many of you want to develop the leaders around you, but you are not willing to develop the leader within you. Leadership is a lonely road. And leadership has to, why is it a lonely road? It's a lonely road because you got to walk alone first. Leadership is all about duplication, but duplication starts with you. When I'm going to be in Dubai in 2 weeks from now, our main session will be duplication. And not only I'm going to teach duplication, but I'm going to show duplication. And not only I'm going to show duplication, but I'm going to show you that duplication starts with you. It starts with you. And some of you want to develop the leaders around you, but you're not willing to develop the leader within you. So let me give you an analogy for this. It's like you are in the airplane and you want to go from wherever, Dubai to Hawaii. And at some point, there is a problem in the engine of the airplane, and the airplane goes down. And I'm not wishing this to happen to you, but try to see the picture. If the airplane goes down, the first thing that will happen in the airplane is that in front of you, you will see that they will drop what we call the oxygen mask. So now you have this oxygen mask in front of you, and maybe because you are traveling from Dubai to Hawaii for holidays, you are going with your kids, maybe you're going with your parents, maybe you're going with your significant other, maybe you're going with somebody you love, and now you got in front of you that oxygen mask that you know you need to position to yourself because the airplane goes down and we are losing oxygen from the in the area. So you urgently need to take the oxygen mask and put it in your face. But at the same time, because your son is sitting next to you, or your daughter, or your parents, or your significant other, you want to help them as well. Here's the question. What's going to happen if you take the decision to help your kids before you help yourself? What's going to happen if you take the decision to position this oxygen mask to someone else before you do it for yourself? What's going to happen if you take the decision to save someone else's life before you save your life? What's going to happen? Give me an answer. Give me an answer in the chat box, my friends. What's going to happen if you try to save someone else before you save yourself? What do you think is going to happen? I'm waiting the chat box. You are losing yours. Exactly. You can't save others. The chances are both of you are going to die, because the oxygen is, you are getting out of oxygen so fast in milliseconds that you can't not even act using your mind. You cannot even act accordingly. You cannot use your mind probably in the right way to save somebody else if you haven't saved yourself first. So the first thing that you got to do is to position the mask in your face and then save anybody else you want to save. Same with leadership. You got to develop the leader within you. Many of you want to have someone in your team who is going to do 10 presentations. Many of you want to have someone in your team who is going to read 10 pages of personal development book, who is going to listen an hour per day of audiobooks, who is going to do 3 or more presentations per day, who is going to sign up 1 new person every single day, who is going to make 1 new sale every single day. The question is, how many of you read 10 pages per day? How many of you listen to an hour per day on a personal development audio? How many of you do 3 or more presentations per day? How many of you have a new partner in your team that you recruited every day? How many of you make at least 1 sale per week? If I see your back office, I can tell you who is doing this and who is not, because the back office never lies. You can lie about what you do, but once you show me your numbers, numbers never lie. Once you show me your numbers, your back office is your mirror. Your back office reflects back on who you are. So no matter what you say, no matter what you want, you get what you need, and what you need is what you do. And the back office that you have right now, your back office, your numbers, your rank, your income is a reflection of everything I just said. So the question is not who you need to recruit. The main question is who you need to become to recruit who you need to recruit. How many of you want someone in your team who is going to do everything I just shared? The 10 pages per day, the 1 audio, the 3 presentations, the 1 partner, and the 1 customer. How many of you want someone in your team who's going to act accordingly to what I just shared? Yeah, everyone. Everyone wants a good downline. Everyone wants someone who is active to be in his team. Everyone wants a productive downline. Everyone wants a positive downline. Everyone wants a strong downline. But who is willing to become one? Who is willing to become that person in order to attract that person? The right question to ask is, who am I? Who am I? Good leadership begins with knowing who you are. Last week, I said to every single one of you, my friends, here is your homework. You want to take it to 1 million? You want to take it to tens of thousands? You want to make a lot of money? Here's your homework. Create a list of 100 people. So you see, let me introduce myself again. I know that's our 3rd call. And during our 1st call, I just shared who I am in terms of name and background, right? Now, let me tell you this. because we are going to meet each other very soon. I know there are people that I trained them in the past and they love me, but there are people that I trained them in the past and they hate me. There are people that every single time after my trainings, live or online, they want to kiss me, and some others, they want to kill me. Some of them, they want to kiss 𝐭𝐤𝐴 because I share the truth and what they need to do. And some of them, they want to kill 𝐭𝐤𝐿 because I share the truth and I tell them what to do. So you see, I'm not here to make you feel good. I'm here to make you succeed in network marketing. And I don't mind if sometimes I need to be in your face and tell you what you need to do and what you are not doing right now. I'm going to do it anyway. So if you want to get a downline who is willing to have a list of 100 people, you should do it first. Your downlines will be the average of who you are. So if you cannot recruit 20, don't expect someone in your team to do it. If you are not willing to talk to 100, don't expect someone in your team to do it. If you are not willing to pick up the phone, don't expect someone in your team to do it. If they told you this is network marketing and this is how network marketing is, I got news for you. Big lies. No. Network marketing, your team, it's a reflection of you. The speed of the pack is the speed of the leader. The speed of your team is the average of your speed. Your team has more similarities with you than differences. So to me, sometimes I hear people say, Stavros, everyone in my team is lazy. It's like you say, my kids are stupid. Because if you're the parents of stupid kids, you are responsible as well. So don't ever blame your team because the speed of the team is your speed, is the average of your speed. Having a rank doesn't make somebody a good leader, but having a rank is your opportunity to become one. For me, the main 4 characteristics of leading a network marketing team, the first one, I said it in the past, is don't focus on control, focus on contribution. If you want to take a note on that, don't focus on control, focus on contribution. Replace control with contribution. Number 2, don't expect people to serve you, serve them. Don't expect people to serve you, comma, serve them. You serve them. Number 3 characteristic, leader don't want to be right. They want to do what's right. So don't want to be right, do what's right. That's another thing. And number 4, when you see people better than you, don't worry, get excited. So those are the 4 characteristics of leaders. I will repeat them very quick. 4 characteristics of leaders. And if you want to become one, you should focus on those 4 characteristics. Number 1 characteristic, don't focus on control, focus on contribution. Number 2, don't expect people to serve you, comma, serve them. If you want to be a leader, very important. Number 3, don't expect yourself to be right all the time. Don't have that desire to be right. Just do what's right. When you see people better than you in your team, don't worry, get excited. 4 characteristics of leaders. If you want to develop a network marketing team, those are the 4 characteristics. I've worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of networkers the last 15 years. I'm not, the trainings I'm doing today is not only for networkers. Obviously, I'm working with sales team. I'm working with real estate agents. I'm working with insurances guys. But the main difference between networkers and network marketing and all the other businesses we serve and we coach The main thing is that in network marketing, you need leadership more than any other business, because you got to create a team. So don't expect to find what you are not. This is leadership. You should become what you want to find. This is leadership. Now, because we already made that introduction, let me get to the invitation part. One of my favorite teachings, but also one of the most important teachings to do is invitation. Last week, I told you a little bit about how to create your list. Today, we are going to go a little bit deeper on invitation, and we will have one more call about invitation. Let me share my screen. As I said, this is going to be one of the few times that you will see me sharing a PowerPoint. And I think now we are ready. You should be able to see my screen. Perfect. I'm going to ask someone, because now I cannot admit people and I see there are still people joining the call. Please, please, please make sure you let people in, guys. Whoever is a host, make sure you let people in. So you see in your screen, we are talking about the rules of inviting. You got to understand this. Just like any other game, if you don't know the rules of a game, you cannot win the game. So think about it. I see Michaela. So, which, by the way, Michaela, since I said pick up the phone and start inviting people, she's inviting nonstop. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. So if I want to play soccer with Michaela, right? And I don't know the rules, and Michaela knows the rules. Maybe I'm faster, maybe I'm stronger, maybe I'm more talented. If I don't know the rules, and Michaela knows the rules of playing soccer, on how to play, so she knows when it's foul, she knows when it's offside, she knows when it's a throw ball, she knows when it's a penalty, how do you get a yellow card, how do you get a red card. And I am more talented, I am faster, I am stronger, but I have no idea about the rules. And we are going to play against each other. Who is going to win? And I know soccer is not a one-on-one game. Let's say it's karate, let's say it's box, let's say it's tennis, it's golf. Who is going to win? The one who knows the rules or the one who doesn't know the rules? And obviously, we all know the answer. No matter how good you are, if you don't know the rules of a game, you got zero chances to win the game. Here's what you need to understand right now. What I'm going to teach you today, which are the rules of inviting, will position you with an unfair advantage to win every single time the game of invitation. Let me repeat this. What I'm going to teach you today, which are the rules of inviting, it's going to give you an unfair advantage to be able to win every single time the game of invitation. So every time you pick up the phone, you already have your list, you said. Every time you pick up the phone to invite someone to watch your opportunity, it's going to give you an advantage, and you got way more chances to win this game. How do you win the game? You only win the game if the person you are inviting is willing to watch the presentation, or even better, is watching the presentation. Then you won the game. If that person, by the end of the day, is not watching the presentation, then you are losing the game to him. Make sense? So what I'm going to teach you is going to give you an unfair advantage, and 9 out of 10 invitations, you can turn them to a presentation. This is your main thing. Now, let's see the rules one by one. Rule number 1, you got to create excitement. So rule number one, you got to create excitement. I have seen people inviting, sharing the right things with the wrong tonality. They say, for example, hey, Alexandra, yeah, today I had a pretty tough day. And I really want to show you something that you will get excited. I believe it's going to change our life. Sorry for being a little bit sick, but my boss today made my life very difficult. And I also need to sleep a little bit because I'm very tired. But you got to come to the presentation, please. Now, you may share the right things with the wrong tonality. You may share the wrong things with the right tonality. You may share the wrong things with the wrong tonality as well. It will never gonna work. You got to get people to follow you, and people follow people that are excited. People will never follow people that are miserable. People will never gonna follow people that they show they don't know where they go. People will never gonna follow people that are not excited. I said this analogy many times. How do you keep a relationship? With excitement. Think about it. Most of the people, they say in the first year more times I love you than they do 10 years later combined. What's the main reason? Excitement. The first year they are more excited than the other 10 years combined. Most of the people, they do the first year, they have sex more times the first year than they have the rest 5 years combined. What's the reason? Because they're more excited, and that makes them more productive. I said it many times, the story with the American soldiers coming to fight with the Germans for the Second World War. All the generals, they have one rule: to sing, because they knew singing and sharing specific words creates excitement, and the excitement is a better weapon even than machine guns. So you got to understand, excitement gets people to pay attention to you. Now, when I say excitement, you still need to be authentic. So yes, get excited when you're calling people. Create excitement with your tonality, with the way you will invite. You may say some words that are creating excitement. For example, hey, Alexandra, listen, I got to talk to you about something that I promise you, when I finish, you are not going to be able to sleep tonight. You are going to think about it all day, all night long. Hey, Alexandra, I got to show you a business opportunity. I got to show you something. I got to explain you something that, trust me, you will thank me for the rest of your life. Trust me when I say this, you will remember this day forever. Now, this attitude and the way that I'm talking, the confidence that I'm talking, do I create excitement? My tonality, speaking a little bit faster, do I create excitement? So rule number one, create excitement. Don't speak slow. Take care of your tonality. Take care of the words you are using. You cannot say, hey, Alexandra, listen, maybe you will like what you will see. If you say maybe you will like what you will see, you show uncertainty. People do not follow people that they are uncertain. People do not follow people that they don't know where they go. So if you don't create that excitement, if you say maybe you will like it, hey, Alexandra, I want to show you something that I'm not sure if you will like it, but maybe it's a good opportunity. If this is the way you are inviting, not only you are not creating excitement, but you are not creating certainty. Now, besides excitement, what else do I want to create? Curiosity, my favorite. Listen to this, my friends. Curiosity. Many of you are trying to invite someone and you say, hey, Betty, here is Stavros, and I want to meet you tonight at this cafeteria, or I want to get you tonight on this Zoom call because I want to show you something. Then the number one question Betty is going to ask, what is it about? What do you want to show me? And then many of you say, you know what? is an opportunity that if you sign up some people, you'll make some money. Also, my mom told me it's not a good opportunity, but my father believes it's a good opportunity. I had a friend of me once who told me he believes it's a pyramid scheme, but it's not a pyramid scheme, it's a network marketing, and it's this and it's that, and you share the whole presentation. You say you get to this rank and you make extra money, and they will buy you a Rolex watch, and you get that, and you share the whole presentation. And what happens is now Betty believes she knows everything about it. And you are not creating curiosity. Instead of inviting, you are presenting. You should understand the difference between invitation and presentation. Let me tell you something. If I want to invite you to watch something visual and I tell you what is it about, chances are you are not coming to watch it. For example, I want to invite you to a cinema movie and I say, hey, David, how are you doing, brother? What are you doing tonight? David is asking the simple and usual question. Why are you asking me, bro? And I say, David, because I want to go to a cinema movie with you. David is asking me back, which movie? And I say, David, it's going to be Titanic. David is asking me back, what's the movie about it? And I say, David, Titanic is a movie that is taking place on a cruise ship. Two people will fall in love. At some point, the cruise ship will go down. The man will die, the lady will survive. Do you want to come and watch the movie with me? No, thank you. Yes, how many of you believe David is willing to come and watch a movie that he knows the ends of the movie? Now, him knowing the ends of the movie doesn't necessarily mean he knows the whole movie, but he believes he knows the whole movie just because he knows the ends of the movie. Another example, David, you want to come and watch with me a football match tonight? It's going to be Real Madrid against Barcelona. The final score will be 1-0. Hola, Madrid. Madrid will win 1-0, even though Barcelona is my team. So you want to come and watch the football match with me? Now, David believes he knows the whole football game because he knows the final score. But that's not necessarily true. Maybe it's the best football game in the history of football. Maybe it's the worst football game in the history of football. Just because he knows the score, it doesn't mean he knows how the game was. But he's not willing to come and watch the game because he knows the score. This is what you do. You don't create curiosity. For someone to go and watch a football game, he doesn't need to know the score. For someone to go and watch a cinema movie, he must not know how the movie ends. For someone to go and watch a business opportunity, he must not know what the opportunity is. For someone to go and watch a business presentation, he must not know what the presentation is about. How do I do this? I create curiosity. That's all. I'm going to show you the steps later on, but you want to create curiosity. Rule number 2, create curiosity. Rule number 1, create excitement. Rule number 2, create curiosity. Rule number 3, create urgency. If you don't create urgency, people will never going to come, even if they say they will come next week or next month. So 3 things you want to create, my friend. Excitement, curiosity, and urgency. Make it urgent. When do I need to come, Stavro? Today, tonight. If you don't create urgency, you are consciously saying to people, it is not important. If you are inviting without creating urgency, you subconsciously say to people, it's not that important. How do you do this? Think about it. What are the chances you will win the lottery I don't know what you have in your country. Maybe you go to casino and you win €1 million, or the lottery, or joker, however you call it. I don't know, in each country is different. But what are the chances you win €1 million by gambling or by betting or somehow, or €2 million? And then you call your friend Vlad and you say, hey, Vlad, something crazy happened in my life. I got something to tell you. Can I tell you 31st of August? Can I tell you 25 of September? Can we meet 25 of September? Yeah, it's very important. Trust me, it's very important. But can we meet 25 of September? Zero chances. If you won the lottery and you want to share it with your brother or your best friend, you cannot keep that secret anymore. You got to meet him today. What are the chances you got a divorce? What are the chances something important in a bad way happened to you? For example, you just figure out that your wife has an affair. Sorry for getting it to envision this, or your husband. I just want you to understand what I mean. If something is painful, you want to share it immediately. If something is very joyful, you want to share it immediately. What are the chances something as important as this happens and you call your best friend and you say, hey, brother, something happened to me. I will call you in 4 months to tell you. You are not even going to say, I'm going to call you next week. What are the chances you are in love and you just have a relationship with that new person you are in love, and you call your new friend and you say, hey, my friend, can we meet in 12 days? I want to share something very important. Zero. Why? Because important news are urgent to you and that are urgent to share. Same here. If you don't create urgency, if you call people and you say, hey, when can we meet? Can we meet next week? Can we meet 12th of August? If this is the way you are inviting, you subconsciously say to people, it's not so important, we can wait. If you say to people, it's not so important, we can wait, from the beginning of the invitation, you are doing the wrong thing. I hope you guys got it. You understood how important it is to create excitement, curiosity, and urgency. Okay, Stavro, now I know that I got to create excitement, curiosity, and urgency. This is important. Let me know how. What are the steps that I'm inviting? So there are two steps of two-step process. I call it 2 steps of invitation. Okay. In every word you share, remember, simple, you want to create excitement, curiosity, and urgency. Pause. Let me tell you something here. Be authentic. Okay. Don't use my language. Don't use your friend's language. Don't pretend. Just be yourself. How do you create excitement? Use that language. Use that vocabulary, the same words you are using when you are excited. How do you create urgency? That vocabulary I want you to use, not mine. Common sense is not so common. Let me repeat that. Common sense is not so common. I was in Australia once. I was in Melbourne. I was teaching inviting. I was teaching to everyone how to invite. And I told to the people there, listen, guys, let's do a workshop. You invite, I'm watching you. And I saw a friend from Australia. He was inviting somebody that I met that day, actually. He was inviting with Greek tonality, Cypriot tonality. And I was wondering if he was Greek. So I went to him. I said, brother, are you Greek? He said, no. Why are you asking? I said, bro, you talk like me. You sound Greek. You are using my tonality. He goes, yes, because you told us to do exactly what you do. And at that point, I realized common sense is not so common. Common sense is not so common. I want you to be relaxed when you are inviting. Excitement, be excited, but not confused. Be excited, but not like you are in danger. Be excited, but not overloaded. Be excited, but be relaxed as well. I want you to be certain, and I want you to create the urgency, but at the same time, have common sense. I want you to create the curiosity, but have common sense. Now that I'm talking about curiosity, the other time I was in Crete Island in Greece, and I was driving. Actually, my friend was driving the car. I was sitting right next to him, and his name is Yannis. And Yannis, who lives in the United States right now, by the way, I was teaching him how to invite. It was a one-on-one coaching in the car, and I was teaching him how to invite. And I told him, listen, Yanni, the reason your friends are not coming is because you don't make it clear that it's something big. You got to tell them it's bigger than you. It's a huge picture, it's a huge company, and it's a huge opportunity. So you don't make it clear. And he said, okay, I know what to do. I said, what? He said, listen to me. He picked up the phone and he called a lady, okay? Listen to this story, crazy story. So he called a lady and he said, hey, Maria, here is Yannis. What do you do tonight at 9 p.m.? Maria said, nothing. Why? Yannis said, listen, I want you to come to my house at 9 p.m. I will be alone, and I'm going to show you something huge that will get you excited. A few seconds later, Maria was outside the phone, was out of the phone. Yannis looked at me. He said, what did I do wrong? I said, you don't call a lady to invite her at your house evening time and tell her you will show her something that will get something huge that will get her excited. That's common sense is not so common. Think about what you do before you do it, okay? I know it sounds funny, but common sense is not so common. So use the rules and then two-step process. Clarify date and time. Clarify date and time, very important. The first thing you do before you invite, you want to make sure that person is available. So if I'm going to call Michaela, if I'm going to call Adriana, if I'm going to call Alex, before I invite, I want to see that the time I need them, they have nothing else to do. For example, if I call Adina, I'm not going to say, hey, Adina, how are you doing? How are you doing? I want to show you something. When do you have time? No, this is the wrong invitation. I don't do this. I don't invite that way. I will say, hey, Adina, and I know the time that I want to show here. I know the time that I want to present. It doesn't matter if it's a Zoom presentation and someone else is doing it for you, or if it's a live presentation. If you do it, if someone else is doing it, it doesn't matter. I know the time of the presentation before I make the phone call, okay? That's why I told you you have a list. Because if you know today I can do a presentation at 7, then I will go through the list and see who is available at 7. This is the way you are inviting. So I'm going to call Adina and I say, hey, Adina, let me ask you something. What do you have to do tonight at 7? There are only 3 answers Adina can give me. Answer number 1. There are no 4 or 5 answers. There are 3 answers. So you remember I told you no one can win a game without knowing the rules. Now I know the rules and I know her answer in advance. Adina is going to say, hey, Stavros, so tonight at 7, I have to take care of the kids. I know no matter what, whatever I say, she's not available. So what do? I get out of the phone call without explaining anything, which means I say, hey, Adina, great. I wanted you for something very serious, but I'm in a hurry as well. I have some businesses I'm doing. Listen, I'm going to call you tomorrow to explain. I got to go right now. Thank you very much. Now, I've created curiosity for tomorrow as well. I created curiosity. I'm not going to start explaining and sharing the presentation from the phone because she's not available at 7. I'm not going to tell her, when can you do this, tomorrow or next week? No, I'm going to say, Adina, great, I got it. I'm going to call you in 2 days. I'm going to call you tomorrow. I really want to tell you right now, I wanted you for something very important, but it's okay. We can talk about it. I'm going to call you another time because I'm in business. I'm in the middle of something right now as well. So I'm going to find a way to get out of the call without explaining what is it about. This is very important. That's a rule. Clarify date and time. If Adina is going to tell me, Stavro, I'm available at 7 p.m., then I will confirm the meeting. And I will tell you something. I will tell you how, but hold on. If the worst thing that Adina can tell me is, why are you asking for? That's the third possible answer. I say, hey, Adina, here is Stavros. Let me ask you something. Do you have anything to do tonight at 7? And there are many chances Adina will go, Stavros, why are you asking for? Or what's going on? What is at 7? Or what's the problem? Now, rule. The first one who answers is the first one who loses. So if I tell her why I'm asking for, there are many chances she's not going to come to the meeting. So if she says, why are you asking for? I will say, I will tell you, but let me know, do you have anything to do at 7? I just repeat my question. Stavro, what is it at 7? Why are you asking me? Hey, okay, you got me. I will tell you what is it at 7. Are you available at 7? Okay, I will tell you what is it at 7. Just let me know if you're available. I'm going to make everything clear. I will let you know what is it at 7. Are you available? So if they ask me 10 times, why are you asking? I will say 10 times. Do you have anything to do at 7? But Stavro, why are you asking? Okay, you got me. I'm going to tell you. Are you available at 7 though? But why are you asking if I'm available at 7? So 7 o'clock, you have anything to do? I just want to see if they're available or not, and then I move to step 2 to confirm the meeting. So you feel that you need them, and you let them control the conversation. You control the conversation. You are the boss. Have the interview mindset, is that you are interviewing to hire somebody, not to recruit, but to hire somebody. This is the mindset that you want to have. So don't have selling in your mind when you are inviting. Have sorting in your mind. So once I say, hey, do you have anything to do at 7? They say, I don't know. Let me know, why are you asking for? What is it at 7? Then I say, okay, I'm going to let you know what is it at 7, but just let me know, are you available? You have anything else to do, or you have nothing to do? They say, no, I have nothing. Just let me know, what is it? Boom. Then I confirm the meeting. I say, okay, now I guess I got to tell you, listen, I want to meet you. I'm going to be on that Zoom call at 7. Or I'm going to be at this place at 7. I'm coming by your house. You're coming by my house. We go to this hotel. We go to this, whatever is it, this restaurant, this mall, whatever, wherever you're going to meet. And I have to show you something that I believe you will love. You will remember this day for the rest of your life. Trust me when I say this. So if they say perfect, okay, boom. You just call them 1 hour before to confirm. That's a follow-up. It's very important you call them 1 hour before the meeting to confirm. But if they say, but listen, Stavro, I'm not sure. I don't know, maybe not today. Then I say, Adina, you told me you have nothing else to do at 7, didn't you? Now you understand why I clarified date and time first, right? Because if I don't do that, they may give me excuses. Listen, guys, my job is not to sell. It's not my job to decide if they want to do it or not. But if they are going to watch it or not, I'm going to decide. I'm not letting people not to watch what I offer. I'm forcing them to watch, not to buy anything. In any network marketing company I was in the field, I never forced anyone to buy anything. But to come and watch what I'm selling, everyone. I don't give them an option. So, Adina, you told me at 7 o'clock you got nothing to do. So, listen. And then is where I do the empathy technique. Empathy technique. Empathy, I call it. If it was you calling me to come and watch something, to come and see something, to come and hear about something, and you already knew that I had nothing to do, trust me, no matter what you were selling, no matter what business you were in, no matter what you were doing, I was going to come to watch. Maybe I was not going to buy anything. Maybe I was not going to put any money out of my pocket. It depends if I like it or not. It depends if it's for me or not. But to come and watch, 100% I was going to come and watch. 100%. So trust me when I say empathy is your winning component on this game. Empathy. Make them feel how you feel when they say no, wins every single time. If somebody says, hey, Stavro, but I don't know if I can come tonight, I would say, listen, Adina, Ina, David, Alexandra, you told me you got nothing to do at 7 o'clock and I'm asking you to jump on a Zoom call. If it was you telling me to jump on a Zoom call, because I like you, trust me, I was going to jump anyway. I'm not sure if I was going to buy anything, if I was going to like it or not, but I was going to jump because I like you. Here's my question. Do you like me the way I do? Alexia, if it was you inviting me to any presentation for anything, let's say you were opening a vegan restaurant. I'm not vegan, I love meat. But if you were opening a vegan restaurant, I was going to come to your restaurant. Maybe I wasn't going to eat anything. I was just going to drink water, but still I was going to come to the opening of your restaurant because I respect you as a person. So here's my question. Do you respect me the way I respect you? Boom. What do you think they will say? Yes or no? 99% of the people, they will say yes. Now, what if it's a cold market? Stavro, what if it's someone that I just met 12 minutes ago? I will say the same. Hey, David, I know that we just met 12 minutes ago, but I like you. And if it was you inviting me to spend 20 minutes to watch something, I was going to do it, not because I trust you, I don't know you, not because I respect you, I don't know you, but I like you, and I was going to do it. I would have nothing to lose. It's only 12 minutes. Now, let me ask you honestly, brother. I know we just met 12 minutes ago, but as a person, during those 12 minutes, did you like me the way I did? Boom, empathy. Maybe if it's a cold list, maybe they will say no. Okay, that's cool. Cool. Next one, if they say no. Maybe if it's a hot list, maybe they say, no, I don't trust you. I don't respect you. Very few people that will do this. I'm telling you what I know after 15 years of experience. Very few people that will say this. But even if that happens, now you know that you got somebody that you believe he trusts you and he respects you, and you just find out that he doesn't. Good. Network marketing helps you to find out who's your friend and who's not, who trusts you and who respects you and who's not. So all good with that. So saying this, I want to say that by the time you know the rules and by the time you play with the rules, you cannot lose the game. You will win more times than you will lose. Remember the rules. Create certainty, create excitement, create urgency, and create curiosity. Clarify date and time, confirm the meeting, And if anything goes wrong, use empathy. If anything goes wrong with your answers, use empathy. I hope you took a lot of notes on this. That was very important lesson. If you put it into action, you will see your results and your statistics when it comes on invitation. They will change immediately. Now, I want to finish with this. I want to finish by saying that no matter how good you are, you will get rejected. I said it last time, you know, even if you're Brad Pitt, at some point you'll get rejected from a lady. Even if you're Angelina Jolie, whoever, you know, at some point you will get rejected from a male. It's nothing you can do about that. And it still hurts no matter how good you are, how beautiful you are, or how successful you are. It still hurts. But how do you make a bad day go away? By creating a good day. How do you make a bad story go away? By creating a good story. A few years ago, I went to watch the football game, Liverpool against Barcelona in Anfield, when Liverpool won 4-0 against Barcelona, and they went to the finals of the Champions League, and they won the Champions League actually back then. But I remember before that day, Barcelona won 3-0 Liverpool in Camp Nou in Spain, in Barcelona. Now, here's the question. Who remembers that defeat of Liverpool? No one, because a week later, Liverpool, the team, they got rid of that score, of that bad game by having a great game. So how do you get rid of a bad game? By having a new great game. How do you get rid of a bad story? By having a new good story. I go out and I see a girl and I say, hey, do you want to go on a dinner with me? Let's say it's the worst reaction ever. She looked at me, she goes, you're so ugly. How do I get rid of this? By going on a dinner with a different one later on. It doesn't matter if you fail 5, 6, 10 times. All it matters is the final result. So here's my main teaching point of the day. You can use everything I told you today. You can put them into action. Don't ever go to sleep with bad results. Don't ever finish the day with bad results. I personally finish the day before I start the day, which means I have my daily goals and I know this is what I need to achieve before I finish the day. So that's all for today, my friends. I will see you next week. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And I will see you actually in 2 weeks, executives or above. I will see you in 2 weeks in person in Dubai. Can't wait to celebrate with you. Let me stop sharing this. My friend, Kevin, I'm passing you back the virtual microphone. Thank you so much.
All right, there you have it. Thank you so much, Mr. Stavros, for that very wonderful training again. You know what? I have a lot of notes on this meeting. I hope you had to, because this training itself has a lot of knowledge that our leaders needs to take in, especially on the characteristics of a true leaders, 4 characteristics of true leaders, and you know what, the proper way on how to invite. And just a takeaway on what Mr. Stavros actually said is that don't finish the day with bad results. That is very true. It's very important. So again, thank you guys, and you have a great day ahead, and I will see you in Dubai. All right. Bye-bye there.